Thank you first and foremost to all of you that have come out today and all that came out yesterday as well. We collectively have had quite a crowd, and that is very great to see. I would like to thank also the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 375 and extend our thanks and gratitude for the ongoing work that you do to support veterans and their legacy here in Richmond Hill. Thank you very much for that work and in organizing both today's ceremony and also yesterday's. On the days leading up to Remembrance Day, I find myself reflecting on behalf of Richmond Hill residents. As your mayor, I am thinking about what this day means to us as a community, as residents of our great city of Richmond Hill, but also as Canadians. I have prepared this address today from that viewpoint on behalf of all Richmond Hill residents. Today, I am humbled to stand in the presence of veterans, serving personnel, and first responders who are the embodiment of bravery and selfless service. Thank you, each and every one of you, for the work that you do and have done and continue to do so that we may live in peace and safety. This Remembrance Day, let's look to our past with gratitude and to our future with hope. In our past, brave men and women stood up to defend our country and our freedom. And you'll see some of those people's names commemorated as you look up and down Yonge Street, and also the names that are here on the cenotaph. People like Earl Hughes, Everett Toms, Russell Fleming, Matthew Dinning, William John Adams, and Rex Arnett, to name just a few. I feel so indebted to each and every one of these veterans who have had the courage and the fortitude to defend our freedom. Here in Canada, people say that we are lucky because we live in relative harmony and peace. But I would challenge that we're not so lucky, as we are reaping the benefit of the service and sacrifices of veterans that have come before us. Our serving personnel and our first responders who continue to work tirelessly to maintain peace and safety in our nation. And to those brave souls, I extend our gratitude. To my fellow Richmond Hill residents, I would say each and every one of us has a responsibility to maintain this hard-won peace. Any act of hate or intolerance is cowardly, and it is also an act of war. What we see in Richmond Hill, however, is daily acts of friendship, kindness, tolerance, and big and small actions that celebrate and embrace the differences that are embedded in diversity. And these are acts of peace. They are the antidote for the environment of war. These actions honor our veterans, and these actions honor their sacrifices. Remembrance Day is but one day, but we can all act in a way that honors our veterans each and every day. Let's recommit to the solemn pledge to uphold the hard-won peace that Canada enjoys in 2024, and that includes working consciously to act with inclusion and tolerance. We are citizens of a democracy and have a collective responsibility to conduct ourselves with mutual respect as equals, as friends, and as neighbors, and as a community. To achieve our full potential, it is foundational that we embrace peace. As I look to our future with hope, I am encouraged by many kind actions that are happening here in our city across all ages and backgrounds, businesses, community groups, youth groups, and cultural groups who are all working collectively with inclusivity at the forefront of their plans. And although the time when Canadians were directly involved in a world war feels further and further in our past, we can see and feel the repercussions of the ongoing war and global unrest that exists today. In particular, the wars happening right now in the Middle East and the Ukraine are weighing heavily on us all. Today and every day, I continue to pray for global peace. On Remembrance Day, we pause to reflect, to remember. Personally, I always struggle to find the words to capture how indebted I feel to our veterans, the respect that I have for them, the admiration that I feel when I think of the courage of each and every soldier, past, present, and future. They served and fought for our country and for each of us. Now our task is to remember them and honor their efforts. And while we are celebrating the veterans, we need to hold our minds and hearts to the sacrifices that loved ones and families make, sometimes the supreme sacrifice to support our veterans. To the families of veterans, thank you. On Remembrance Day, we reaffirm a promise to learn from our past and not ever repeat the horrors of a world war, and to remember and honor our veterans and peacekeepers by keeping their memories alive through the stories and ceremony so that future generations can appreciate the delicate balance of peace and the cost of conflict. Let's always remember the lives we are privileged to lead today, and these lives are made possible through sacrifice. Please join me today in sharing our gratitude, lest we forget.